You can't win, you can't break even, and you can't get out of the game. People keep saying things are gonna change, but they look just like they stay the same. You get in way over your head, and you only got yourself to blame. You can't win, child. Can't break even, can't get out of the game. Yeah.
I'm done. I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done.
All right, all the Jermaines in the house, stand up. Okay, yeah, this is actually sent to me by Andre. So Andre actually sent this to me, Psycax, and plus since I have to punch the clock and we want to have a little fun, we're actually gonna take a suggestion. So shout out to Andre. Okay, I'm listening. What's happening? Eddie, what's happening? Gundam, what's happening? I say, even your petty channel is informational and entertaining. Oh man, yeah, it is petty. You know, Manticore, what's going on? Chance, what's happening? Okay, pimping, yeah. Oh, it's gonna be fun. Okay, it's gonna be fun. I think. Black in the middle. Do I need my special whole math calculator for today's class? I think it'll be pretty simple. I don't think it'll be anything like a whole calculus. Okay, I think I'll start calling it a whole calculus. Okay, hit the like button. Excalibur says. Nango, what's going on? Boko. Okay, where are you from, Naga? Mr. Louis, what's going on? Dusty Nation. Mr. Donnie Mac, the dust is strong. OX, what's happening? Bitcoin TF approval tomorrow. SEC account sent drafted. Okay. We have to see what they're going to do with it, man. It should be regulated, man. If they're going to have people are actually going to trade it, it should be regulated. Jermaine beaming in on number 7. Okay. Toya with the forbidden apple. Sam C, what's up? Dave Tao, what's going on? Rise of the Dust. The Dusty Kings 2024, baby. Jake Jr., what's going on? NBA halfway done. All right, Dave. Jermaine is going to win. Oh, Jermaine's winning big time this year, man. Colby, what's going on? Indigo Flow. Finally caught a lie. Spence and Wesson. is that any to relation to Smith and Wesson? Excalibur, what's happening? Shannon Green, what's happening? Jamon Jermaine Barr is in the house. Measly me, what's up, man? Oak Ridge, what's happening? Ricky, what's happening? Anacetus, what's happening? Mr. Shug, what's happening? Metacog. So, you got all the Dusties in the house today. Calculated risk, okay? All the Dusties are coming out. Corey McPherson, what's happening? Scorpion Black, one of our main Dusties, okay? Diesel Jr., what's going on? Diesel Jr. I can't with y'all, all right? Juice, what's happening? Crown City, what's happening? Louis, what's up? Louis, if you got, you can name one too. If you want to, you can put those parts up on your channel, so I can refer to them and actually give your channel some exposure if you want to do it that way. Charles, what's up? Leon, I slept so long on this day off. If you're working 16 hours, bro, I guess you do. You got to make money for the gynocracy, sir. Art, what's happening? You on tonight, Art? Zo 2000. I think that's what it is, or is it? Yeah, it's got to be. I don't think that's. I don't think those are digits. All spades. Oh, guns, machete. Jake Zero. And Spirit of Justice. The Sigma. What's going on? The Sigma Empath. What's going on? Pookie Truth. And okay, that's it. All right, let's go ahead and get into this. This is sent to me by none other than Andre. Okay, and when I looked at it, I said, yeah, I said, okay. I said, when I actually looked at it, I said, okay, this goes with a couple of other things. So this is the servant takes the money, the double edge of hypergamy, right? And it's interesting. He talked about acculturated prostitutes, or is pimp guy would say a proper hoe. So, like I said, as always, if we use somebody's material, please go give them a like. Okay, go drop a like, put a like on their name. All right, if you're gonna do it, put a like on their name. He's got 1,200 comments on this already, so and 77,000 views. I don't think he's hurting for views, but as always, to be polite and be proper. Okay, if we're gonna use somebody else's material, go ahead and put a like on their name. So let's get it cracking. Okay, this should be fun. It should be fun. And put it at 1.25. I think that's good for everybody, right? And as always, if you can hear it, put a 1 in the chat. I want to make sure people can hear.
I'm Dr. Orion Taraband, and this is Psych Hacks, Better Living Through Psychology. And the topic of today's short talk is The Servant Takes the Money. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about one of the most underappreciated consequences of female hypergamy. As you know, female hypergamy is the tendency in women to mate and date up status hierarchies. Basically, women look for men who are bigger, taller, stronger, older, higher status, more successful, higher earning, etc. Essentially, they are looking for men who can improve their quality of life.
And I may do a video because I was looking at just random shit, man, at a cat video, right? And this stray cat was taking her kittens to the human beings who were actually feeding her, right? Okay. One by one, she's taking her kittens from the place where she was to a place where there was greater resources. So I might do the hypergamy of females through a cat, through a stray cat, which actually you actually dip into female nature through somebody else. The Lucifer principle actually does that very well. But I think I might do that as a video because it actually demonstrates that this is not just something that's learned. This is actually biological and organic. So anyway, continuing.
Which functionally allows women to mate and date for gain. Since women treat men the way men treat jobs, they will select the man who represents the best overall offer, however they choose to understand that, from among all the opportunities open to them. On the other hand, men more or less have to resign themselves to mate and date for acceptable loss. If you are a man who wants a woman in your life, you will have to pay in some way. And it's not always with money. In fact, transacting purely with money is one of the cheapest ways of securing access to women. Men.
Bang, bam, boom. I said that. Okay. That's why they try to not make sex transactional. Okay, so why they try to cut down the brothels and the prostitution, right? Is because it will actually diminish the value of vagina. Okay, basically, what brings the price down of any commodity, right? Okay, economy of scale, the supply and demand, right? If the supply is full, right? Okay, the demand goes down, and what happens when the demand goes down? The price goes down, right? So if there's tons of vagina on the market, that's happened in the black community during the crack era. All of a sudden, you had like 20% or 15-20% of women out on crack on the streets. What happened to the price of vagina as far as marriage and commitment? Boo, dropped. It sunk. So that's why they keep control of it. So he's absolutely right about this. Continuing.
Have to pay to play, and the value they give up is generally greater than the value they receive in return. And it kind of has to be that way. Otherwise, women couldn't mate or date for gain. That's just simple economics. Now, it's for each man to decide for himself what constitutes acceptable versus unacceptable loss with respects to his intentions and overarching purpose in life. Some women and relationships will be within that band of acceptable loss, and many will not. But that's just the way it is. Now, women generally don't get upset when I talk about their dating behavior in this way. They think, I'm young, I'm beautiful, and I won't have this chance forever. So why shouldn't I try to get as much as I can for as long as I can?
Right.
And it's hard to disagree with them. On some level, they are behaving rationally within the system of incentives that constitutes the game of dating.
Say it again, white boy.
As it exists in the sexual marketplace today. If I were a woman, I might do the exact same thing.
Say it again, white boy.
So I'm not judging them for this. It's like, go get that bread. But there is a flip side to this situation that a lot of women fail to appreciate. I alluded to it in the title of this episode. In every culture that has ever existed on this planet, it is the servant that takes the money.
Yes.
It is the servant who gets paid. So if in the vast majority of relationships, the net flow of resources moves from the man to the woman, then in the vast majority of relationships, we should expect the woman to serve the man.
Yeah.
And this, of course, has been.
Say it again, white boy. Say it again for all the white bras in the back. Say it again.
In the case historically. And my point here is that women's historical service to men has more to do with this basic economic principle, which is a consequence of hypergamy, than with, let's say, patriarchal oppression. And this is where women tend to get really quiet. They like the idea of gain, but if they're getting paid, then they're not the employer, are they? So you
say it again, white boy.
Have a choice, ladies. You can either be the boss or you can get a paycheck.
Yes.
But you can't have it both ways.
Yes. Say it again, white boy, for all them boss chicks, right?
Relationships are the medium in which value is transacted. And in the sexual marketplace, men attempt to use resources to secure sexual opportunity, and women attempt to use sexual opportunity to secure resources. However, this is usually not an equal transaction. Due to hypergamy, women tend to benefit more from this exchange than men do. This creates a kind of indebtedness that has historically been paid off in various ways. It is this service that women have rendered to men that balanced the scales of the transaction between men and women. It's what made hypergamous relationships a fair trade. Modern women, however, tend to balk at this service.
Yeah, say it again, white boy.
And yet they still maintain their hypergamy. They continue to mate and date for gain. This means that the net flow of resources continues to pass from the man to the woman, which functionally means that the man is just paying to access the sexual opportunity. This basically means that a lot of modern relationships are really just forms of prostitution.
Oh my God. Say it again, white boy. We've been saying that for years. Modern prostitution, right? The babyface assassin does it again.
Steps. This might ruffle some feathers. However, I honestly don't know what else to call an arrangement in which resources are exchanged for sexual opportunity. Now, before I go any further, if you're liking what you're hearing, please consider sending this episode to someone who might benefit from its message, because it's word of mouth referrals like this that really make the channel grow.
In other words, if we're using this material, right? And I love using this material to be fair, okay? Since I'm not paying him, okay? If you get a chance, go to his channel, put a like on the video that we're using. I think that's only proper, okay? And hey, I think he's got more subscriptions from us doing this.
You can also hit the thanks button and tip me in proportion to the value you feel you've received from this message. I don't do corporate sponsorships or product.
Oh, yeah, pensive. Yeah. Feminism is patriarchy with extra steps, right? So basically, this modern women are doing hypergamy, which is prostitution with feminist specifications, right? Anyhow, continuing.
Placements, so I rely on your support to keep all of this going. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Again, the way out of this situation has historically been for the woman to provide other forms of service to the man that were of use and interest to him. This created a fair trade in a hypergamous relationship in which unequal goods of comparable value were transacted. The issue is that no one really likes to be the servant, even if that is what creates the basis of a fair transaction. Early feminists understood that it was the net flow of resources from the man to the woman that kept women in the service capacity. This is,
in other words, basically, and I might have to go back and pull this too, because Kristen Karazin said it, a few other women said it, and especially the chick from I think Richie Mack's Zoom to Thailand, she said the same thing, that the grandmothers that actually were married to grandpa, right, saw their marriage as economic servitude, as slavery, right? And as soon as they start earning their own money, that's where the I don't need a man came from. Okay, that's really what it means. Economically, I don't need you anymore. I'm not indebted to you, in service to you anymore. But guess what they don't want to do, right? Women don't want to pay. They want to be the boss, but guess who pays the bills? The boss pays the bills. Guess what women don't want to do? They want to be boss, but they don't want to pay. Doesn't work that way, right? But that's what he's explaining.
Why, say, Virginia Woolf spoke on the importance of money and a room of one's own. Without both, she argued, a woman could not be self-determined.
Thank you.
And you know what? She's right. If you want to call the tune, you have to pay the piper.
Yes.
And that's why so much of second wave feminism focus on improving women's material conditions.
Yes.
Without their own money, women would likely forever remain in the servant role. And for the record, I don't have any problem with this. I can sympathize. I wouldn't want to be the servant indefinitely, but I also pay my debts. And service is the pathway out of indebtedness for a man or a woman. Now, fast forward 100 years from Ms. Wolf. Women have their own money.
Yes.
And they have their own room.
Yes.
Actually, in most cases, they have the whole house. However, they still date hypergamously.
They don't want to pay. They don't want to pay.
They still mate and date up status hierarchies, though it's becoming harder and harder for them to do so. And this means the net flow of resources still moves from the man to the woman. The issue, of course, is that women balk at the service that they have historically performed in order to absolve this relative debt.
Mm-hmm.
They want to be the boss and they want to collect a paycheck.
Yes. Yes. Say it again, white boy. Say it again, white boy.
Which doesn't work. This is the economic explanation for why men are dissatisfied with modern relationships,
Yes.
why they say that relationships with women are too expensive, and why the juice isn't worth the squeeze.
Say it again, white boy. You're on a roll. We're making this white boy MGTOW.
Because of women's hypergamous tendencies and their unwillingness to serve, relationships are a net benefit to women. The only way women can escape the servant role in an economically justified way is to enter into relationships with men of comparable status and lifestyle. And this is difficult for two main reasons. In the first place, this is difficult because hypergamy runs deep.
It does. It's actually, hypergamy is actually built into the biological fabric of female. I think I will actually do that as a standalone, using that female cat. Okay, actually demonstrate this, because it's not something that women can actually get rid of, which feminism says that is not true. But thing is, it's actually what they say about this, or what they say about women being providers, actually balks or actually runs against their own biology. Okay, can you train women to actually go against their biology? Yes, you can. But the thing is, will it work whole scale? It does not. Okay, but we have to get into that later.
It is hard to give up the desire to get paid. And this is because there is likely a biological component to hypergamy that cannot simply be overridden with cultural programming. Ultimately, women are going to want what they want.
Say exactly. Say it again, white boy. I've been saying that for 10 years, okay? The white boys are finally getting it. It cannot be overridden by cultural programming, right? Which is what they talk about. I actually did a video called, Nature versus Nurture, back on my MGTOW channel. God, it's got to be almost 10 years ago, right? Okay. One of the first videos I did was actually Nature versus Nurture. Okay. Nurture does not override nature. Okay. It doesn't. That's why feminism will ultimately fail.
Not what a given ideology tells them they should want in a certain historical moment.
Yes.
However, it's really one or the other. Give up the paycheck or provide a service desired by the other party of comparable value.
Yes.
And in the second place, it is difficult for women to enter into relationships with men of comparable status because the passage of time tends to affect men and women's status differently.
That does, but also, what is the first thing that women balk about, right? Most women, especially black women, right? 50-50. It's called equality, right? They balk against that shit, right? They hate it. They went up on Kevin's channel for what, 2 years? I don't want a 50-50 relationship. Well, what do you accept? 80-20? Oh, that's too high. How about 90-10? For years. It's out of their mouths, okay? It's not equality. What he's saying is absolutely true.
For better or worse, men's status tends to increase and women's status tends to decrease as a function of time. This means that an equal trade at, say, 30 will likely not remain an equal trade at 50.
Yes.
What might have been a fair exchange to begin with becomes increasingly unfair as the years pass, which, if uncorrected, is subject to creating all kinds of difficulty in the relationship.
Called divorce, right?
What do you think? Does this fit with your own experience? Let me know in the comments below. And if you've gotten this far, you might as well like this episode and subscribe to this channel.
Like the episode. So, which in fair, in fairness, because he's the babyface assassin. I like how he puts this up, because it's like I'm just a nice guy. I'm not trying to ruffle any feathers, but here are the facts. While I'm slicing your gut open, right? And like Papa Pope says, by the time you realize it, you're already bleeding to death. This is hypergamy versus you. Say it again, white boy. Do you want to have to work to pay Do you want to have to work to pay major bills, right? What? Guess what they all said? No. Go get him, white boy. Go get him, white boy. Let's go to the next one. This is let me find it. This is Rom. This is Rom about 7 years ago. Good old school Rom. In fact, Rom is doing much better. Okay, he's doing much better. This is called acculturated prostitution. Okay. Acculturated prostitution. Okay. So this is Rom. Rom is in a suit and tie for this one. Okay. All right. This is actually 7 years ago. Let me share the screen. You can actually see it. This is not new, and we were actually talking about this, man. Everybody thought we were high. Okay, if you look at the date, 7 years ago. Okay, cultivated prostitution, right? Rom Wills, Rom in his suit and tie, in his power suit, in his red tie, and his intellectual glasses. This is good old school Rom Wills. Okay, so as always, go give the master, the field master, a like. Okay, go give him a like. But Rom talks about this all the time. So we have to go to Rom, and then we're going to actually go to Pimp Guy saying the same thing. Okay.
Do something. But it's not the same as the traditional prostitution where a man pays the woman money and has sex. Indeed, sometimes sex isn't even a part of the equation. But sex, let me explain that better. Having direct sex. Like when a man deals with a street prostitute or a call girl, he hands her money, she has sex. Very simple.
Very simple.
With an acculturated prostitute,
and cheaper too, and cheaper. Okay, if just say for instance, right? For instance, just an average bill for sex as a street prostitute, right? $50 for a shot. Okay, and basically most chicks ain't gonna screw more than 15 minutes, 20 minutes at best. Okay, on average, it's gonna be what most married men are gonna get sex maybe 3 times a month. Okay, that's $150. Okay, when you have to pay mortgage, you got to pay for food, you probably all this other shit you got to pay for, which is 80% of your income. Say the average guy makes $4,000 a month, so $3,000 of that is actually $3,000 of that is actually going to the household upkeep of that household and that woman, right? Versus what $150 a month. That's why he said sex, pure sex as prostitution is actually cheaper than taking care of a household. In fact, that guy probably could go get sex 2 or 3 times a week and still work out cheaper than actually having a wife. So that stay-at-home pussy, as they try to, or in-house pussy, as they try to claim it to be, is not worth the squeeze. Okay, you're with women. Now, when I was in the same thing, right? It was even cheaper back then. Much more expensive. To have a girlfriend cost me $500-600 a month, even back then, right? A street hoe, I could actually go out and actually have sex with street hoes if I really wanted to for $300 a month, half the price, and have it every day. You're with women for other reasons than that, right? But we're gonna get into Rom.
A prostitute, her having sex with a man directly for money will probably insult her. She'd probably curse the dude out.
Yeah.
You know, be ready to call the police on the dude, call him a creep and all of that.
Yeah.
See, the acculturated prostitute deals more with the promise of sex.
Yes.
Instead of sex.
Instead of sex.
You know, and most people know about the most extreme form of an acculturated prostitute, which is the gold digger. The gold digger tells the man straight up, but that's still an extreme. The typical acculturated prostitute, she's that woman out there who will say the man has to have a certain credit score to go out with. She's that woman who will be like, well, the man needs to take me out to dinner. And just
a Cheesecake Factory, anybody?
Starting to see a lot of women are practicing acculturated prostitution. Anytime a woman makes money, a certain like a central issue in her, whether or not she will deal with a man, she is an acculturated prostitute. Let me say that again. Anytime a woman makes a man's money, or how much he makes, or his willingness to spend on her that money, a central piece on whether or not she will entertain him at all is an acculturated prostitute. Now, if a woman meets
economic hypergamy,
it's a man, you know, and they click personality wise, she thinks he's attractive, you know, they're gonna go out. Now he might offer, you know, to pay her way and everything, you know, take out on a date. That's not an acculturated prostitute. That's, you know, the money being spent, that's just really incidental, you know. And in fact, the woman, if she really feeling a man, you know, especially if y'all listen to my last video, she might spend the money.
Yeah.
No. When a woman, see, here's the thing. Society has made it so a woman can just straight up don't worry about a man's character. Not really even worry about his looks, but that woman can straight up say that man needs to have money to date her. Now, I want y'all to think about that in a way. You ain't talking about the man's character. So that man, that dude could be evil. That dude could be a drug distributor. You know, that dude could be making his money trafficking like children. But as long as he has money, that woman will deal with it.
Why I think scammers and drug dealers and people that of such ilk have so many women? Okay, that's one thing that the crack era actually put into practice, where a guy's character had nothing to do whether you had babies for him or dated him or even married the guy. Okay, they actually blew that all out the window. That doesn't exist anymore. Okay.
Because the thing is, a lot of times women don't question where he's getting that money, as long as he's willing to spend it on. That's an acculturated prostitute. Now, what happens is this. The woman, you know, she ain't gonna come straight out and ask for the money, but she will let the man know, hey, well, if you want to go out with me, you know, you gotta take me to these restaurants.
Cheesecake Factory, anybody?
You know, you gotta take me to these restaurants. You know, you have to meet me like driving a certain type of car, and you know, you have to buy me some gifts.
Birkin bag, anybody?
Basically, she's trading her promise of sex for that money. See, they really sex traders. Like an acculturated prostitute is a business person. That shit don't have nothing to do with.
Say it again, black man. Say it again, black man.
No, you know, that thing called love. Maybe not even sex. That thing has to do with what she's doing for him. You know, that's what sugar babies do. You know, they trade in that sex or promise of sex for what he's doing for her financially. That's an acculturated prostitution type of relationship, a sugar daddy, sugar baby type of thing.
Yes, sir.
And like I said, you have a lot of women, like you see a lot of women who will say, well, they'll like there was some stories about women who would get on.
All right, y'all, put some spec on my name, man. I need some likes, okay? Y'all, this is me punching the clock, but you guys are having a good time because this kind of shit y'all like to hear, right? Okay, put some likes on my name, right? Got 400 people watching, got 170 likes. We can actually pause this, okay? Pause this presentation so I get some more likes. Come on, y'all. Put some spec on my name. Put some respect on my name. Give me some likes. All right. Hurricane Greg with the $10. I ain't asking for no money. Put some respect on my name, okay? This is probably will be a classic, okay? Probably will go down to be a classic. Do I have 200 likes yet? Let me see. Oh, I got 220. I got 204. Come on, 224. Come on, y'all. Put some respect on my name. Got 40 people watching. Okay, y'all enjoying this shit. Come on, come on, y'all. Put some respect on my name, all right? As Birdman says, put some respect on my name. Sam C with the BGS tax. Appreciate you. All right, put some respect on my name. Come on. Hate watchers. If you don't like it, vote it down. Big J Triple X, I know you're watching. Go ahead and give me that down vote. All right. You and your cohorts. I should have at least 6 down votes. Okay. We're at 240. Give me 10 more likes. And we can continue. If you're driving, pull over. y'all niggas can multitask. Y'all text while driving. You can hit a like. Get them likes like a stick up. All right, 250. All right, let's continue. Good enough.
Like, these dating sites and stuff, and date all these men just to get a free dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Now, she didn't have sex with him, but if a man spend money on a woman, if he spend $300 at some expensive restaurant,
Oh,
he ain't doing it out the kindness of his heart.
yes, sir.
That motherfucker wants some pussy.
Yes, sir.
And that woman know it. That woman know that dude ain't spending time and money with her just to watch her flap her gums and
Yes.
eat some food. And really, if you look at a lot of those expensive restaurants, they ain't give you no damn food anyway. You'd be better off going to a buffet if you actually want to eat.
Yeah.
They be giving you all this little bit of stuff, and they got you food to thinking this some high cuisine and shit. And it's like, you get a scoop of ice cream bigger than what the portions they put on these
Oh man, I can get a better meal at the taco stand.
plates. But see, the woman wants to eat at that restaurant.
Yeah.
So she meets some guy and she'll suggest to him, hey, want to go here or there. Or she might not even suggest, but she'll give him the impression that to get her attention, to get that sex that he really want from her, that he's going to spend some money. And like I said, the extreme form is a gold digger. Everybody realize that, but see, a lot of women practice that. Or another form is where a woman is more concerned with the man's profession than she is with his character. See, there go that character word again.
Yep.
Like, some women, they ain't gonna mess with a dude, a drug dealer or anything. Or, you trafficking human being. Some women, they better than that.
It depends how much money they have.
That man's profession will still matter.
Mm-hmm.
And, they can honestly say, well, I ain't gonna date this dude unless he's a doctor.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna date this dude unless he's an attorney. No, and they don't have nothing to do. They're like, well, he should be supported and provided. Well, a dude can provide for you. If that dude got a job, shoot, he can own like a string of auto garages and stuff. He can provide for you. Shit, that don't got nothing to do with it. A man with the right character is going to provide for you.
Yes.
Let me say that again. Let me say that again. And this is for all the acculturated prostitutes. Listen to this, all the women, all
the single ladies. Get them, Field Master. Get them.
The women who worried about a dude's credit score. If you look for that character first, a man automatically in his character is going to provide. He's going to protect. If he got character, he's going to do those things automatically. You don't even have to ask for that shit.
Yeah.
Let me just make that shit clear. You don't even have to ask for it. That shit is going to be there automatically. But see, you get some women, they ain't looking for that character. They don't know what the fuck that dude doing.
Yeah.
But they know, oh, he's a doctor. Even though you got some doctors, they might be drug users or something. You got an attorney. And trust me, you got some attorneys who, some of the jokes about the moral ambiguity are quite true. Mm-hmm. There's no joke. But a woman is not going to care about all that shit. She's just looking at that money. And I'm going to tell you how deep it is. Like even on some jobs, right? A woman might practice acculturated prostitution to get a raise.
Say it again, black man. All right, support from the sisters. Respect, Sister Muhammad. Respect for the real ones out there.
To get a better position. Like, here's an example. My mentor used this example, right? You have a woman on a job, right? He was talking about a woman on a job. She, real sexy, real attractive. She noticed, like, the boss was checking her out. He had just got divorced and, he was feeling her. Basically, she got into a sugar daddy, sugar baby relationship with him. She needed the money. He put in a better position, put her in a place to live, got her a car. That's acculturated prostitution like that.
Yes, sir.
Now she ain't really like the dude otherwise. So, an acculturated prostitute is nothing but a user. Just like I said, the shit's all business. Don't care about that dude's value system, anything. As long
Uh, Yo, Adrian, with the 1999 super chat, buy you some cologne before you buy her some coffee. Invest in yourself. That's what he's saying. Before you go out and actually get with the acculturated prostitute, man, invest in yourself first. That's very true.
as he's spending that damn money, that's what she's looking for.
Yep.
And even when they're looking for the profession, a lot of times they ain't looking for, if a woman say she's looking for an attorney or she's looking for a doctor, she ain't looking for that attorney, working in the soup kitchens representing homeless people. She ain't looking for that. Nah. Or she ain't looking for that doctor who's providing free medical services in an impoverished area.
No.
She ain't looking for that.
No.
They really looking for the money. When women say that profession, they looking at the money. They might as well just say, I'm looking for that guy making that money. Shoot, that's why a lot of women deal with a drug deal. We always hear about these women talking. We always hear dudes talking about these women chasing the D boys and think they just like the thugs. But no, if that's a poor D boy,
no,
like he's one of the corner workers, she ain't messing with him.
Say it again, black man. Say it again. It ain't the guys on the corner. So all you guys talk about Pookie and Ray Ray that the women go for, well, shit. Pookie and Ray Ray is broke. He goes on the bin just like you educated lames, right? Same bin. Okay, all Pookie and Ray Rays aren't holding women like that. Okay, let's get it straight.
She messing with she checking with the distributor. She checking with the head of the crew. And here's something deep for you. When women are on that whole acculturated prostitution thing, right? It will even affect her voice tone and her body language.
Yes.
Around different men.
Yes.
Now, say she's with a group of men that she feels like are poor. They don't have any money, right?
Yeah.
She's going to walk very defensively.
Yeah.
If they talk to her, if she even responds.
Yes.
She's going to be, she might have a harsh tone.
Yes.
It's going to be different.
They're beneath
she's
her.
Not going, she's not going to, she's going, she'll talk to, if she even entertains them enough to talk to them, she's going to have her arms crossed. Very defensive.
Yes, sir.
She's going to give up a vibe like, leave me the fuck alone.
Yep.
Now, contrast that with some men that she feel like are rich, who have some money. Her walk is going to be very seductive. I mean, even like in that first example, she might, if she knows she has to be around some men she don't think have some money, she ain't gonna wear that little tight body cleaning dress. She ain't gonna wear those nice heels that make her butt look real nice. She ain't putting on that like nice sexy perfume and get her hair fixed. She ain't doing all that. She might go in some sweats or something. Now contrast that to when she around some guys she think will be rich. She's gonna be very seductive. She's gonna be very cooperative automatically because she thinks they're rich. She thinks they have some money.
She wants to be an employee.
And that's the acculturated prostitute.
Yep.
Now here's the funny thing: those guys she think have money might not have money, because she's judging from the surface. And then the guys who she thought they were poor and stuff, she will have it. She'll miss out on them because they actually have money. Now here's something. One of my buddies, one of my commentators, pointed this out because this is somebody I know.
And we'll go a couple of more minutes with this, and we actually change over to the last one, which is Pimp God.
Like offline. And he was saying how he had met this dude who, on the surface just looked like a regular, like blue collar type of cat, right? But he said this dude got a couple businesses. And you got a lot of dudes like that. See, one thing with the acculturated prostitute, they very surface orientated. They looking at, they not trying to build really build with a man, not a real relationship. They're looking at the money. They trade.
They're trying to be there at the finish line. They're not trying to build. Okay. They want all the rewards for them without the risk. So it's reward without risk. That's what they want, a sure thing. They want a disposable guy with disposable money. That's really what they're looking for. So we're going to drop off this one because time is fleeting, and we're going to get into Pimp God next. So let's close out this. I shouldn't have closed out that one. Let's close out this. Let's go back into the history, and let's pull up Pimp God. The last one about acculturated. Back there's, they've talked about this many, many, many times. But the thing is, we're actually these are the first ones that actually pulled. But they always talk about this one, especially Pimp God. But he calls them a proper hoe. Okay. All right. Let's share this. He's got it ramped up a little bit, so this may be a little loud. Okay, so just as a warning, this is uh this is Pimp God Nation, Acculturated Prostitutes. Okay, and this is coming from a pimp. Says the exact same thing. But here we go.
These acceptable hoes are the lowest hoes on the totem pole. These bitches will have mad kids just so they can benefit in some way off the system.
Okay.
They ratchet because in most cases,
in other words, basically they're prostituting themselves out to Uncle Sam. They're making Uncle Sam their baby daddy.
they don't even like kids, let alone love them. These same worms will use their kids as leverage against their fathers just to prove they have a knack for making everybody's life miserable. Now it's interesting because on the front cover of my book, Pimp God, I have a groom cup, like a groom chalice that a groom would wear at a wedding. Like not wear, but that he would use at a wedding, right? And what's interesting is that was probably often overlooked is that's partly what his role is in his wife's life, to groom her. He is the groom. You understand what I'm saying? And this is why a father gives away the daughter to...
I can't take you anywhere, Mr. Donnie Mac. My mother calls him Anchor Baby. Yeah, I got an anchor baby or two myself, okay? And we won't go into that, man. I love my children. I won't go into their mother's history, okay? I will not, okay? We're going to leave that alone, okay? I try, out of respect to my children, right? Because they love their mother dearly. I actually don't go into that shit. I could rage out on that shit, but I won't because I love my children. So whatever she did, I kind of gloss over it because of them. But trust and believe, I may forgive, but I don't forget. Continuing.
That man to continue the grooming process.
Yes.
And to take over the responsibility of her womb. Now the father was responsible over her womb. You know what I'm saying? And he's passing that responsibility off to that husband who takes the responsibility of that womb. The father was responsible over that womb, but the husband is responsible of that womb to utilize that in the, creation of his legacy. But also he's responsible for her, you know what I'm saying, as a whole. But in natural cultures, natural cultures, the women embrace their feminine role.
Yes, they do. Shout out to Passport Bros. What he said, in natural cultures, women embrace their roles. Traditional cultures, women embrace their roles. Say it again, black man.
You got all of these esoteric sisters talking about goddess and goddess ma'at. But the feminine principle of the universe, she doesn't buck the greater ecosystem. Yin is passive. Can you say passive? That's the opposite of aggressive.
Yes.
Mother Nature and the universe, they don't buck the system. Goddess Newt and Moot before they don't buck the system. The laws of the universe, and one of them is the principle of gender. Those are immutable laws. You are out of pocket with nature. And I am not trying to waste my energy trying to correct you. I'm gonna let Mother Nature do it. I'm gonna let the goddess you keep talking about correct your ass. In natural cultures, the women embrace their feminine role.
Yes,
they both know and understand male nature. And the wisest of the women, we could call them elders. They understand the various levels of male development. I was on a consultation today with a young black man. He's 34. And, I was chopping up some game with him, breaking things down. And I learned a lot from him, too. I learn things from everybody. You know what I'm saying? And one of the things that I was saying to him is that in certain instances with certain things, I have to say to him what my father used to say to me. My dad used to say, "I'm going to tell you this, and I know that you're not going to listen to it. But it's my duty and responsibility as a father to tell you anyway. Want to hear it? Probably don't.
Yeah.
Here you go." And in certain instances, that's what the elders do. The elders tell a female, "You are not acting like a lady. You are acting like a bitch. And if any man calls you a bitch, he's in his right to do so.
Ooh.
Because even the Bible says that any woman that lacks shame should be considered as a dog."
Ooh. Ooh, say it again, black man. Say it again.
The elders in our community ain't saying no shit like that. They look away from the acculturated prostitution and the younger chicks. Right? Older women in the family or tribe, they ain't just older for no fucking reason. You're older because you have a responsibility. And as you become an elder, that responsibility becomes an elder in the tribe. You know what I'm saying? And of any new couple that gets together. Your son and somebody else's daughter, or your daughter and somebody else's son. But you're supposed to hold them accountable. Black men shouldn't have to make videos about black women's lack of accountability.
Say it again, black man. We shouldn't have to. Why do we have to? Because the elder women are not doing their job. Okay, we said that from the very beginning.
Every elder, whack elder in the family should be fucking doing it. Nigga, y'all whack.
Yeah, because basically black women, the elder women are doing the same thing the young women are doing. What are they saying?
I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done.
Single mothers, what do they say? Okay, do they blame it on the women for lack of, like, marry before you carry, or lack of sexual restriction as they used to? Okay, in traditional cultures, that is on the woman, not on the man. Okay, that man is there to actually present himself as a viable candidate. Okay, if a woman wants to give it up, okay, he'll take it, because the woman is supposed to be the barrier between reproduction. There should be no children born without the woman's permission at all, because that is her choice. That is her responsibility. They want to put that on the man. And the elder women are actually co-signing this bullshit. Okay, they're making the women into prostitutes.
Young women should never take advice from women who are failures in establishing and maintaining family. Give you advice to do what? To follow her fucking failure? You could be successful in vocation and career and still be a fucking failure as a woman.
Say it again, black man.
Let me say this again, since your right ear drum went deaf on me. Right? The laws of the universe are immutable, and the universe don't give a fuck about your rainbow fucking flag and what you feel like doing. Acculturated prostitutes treat marriage and relationships, they even treat men in general, like an extended hoe date.
Oh, no, he didn't. You had to be that cold, man. Don't be that mean, man. Okay. Taraban would never even say that, even though he did say that. Okay. An extended marriage, courting, and even dating with an extended hoe date. Damn, that hurt. That hurt me.
When a hoe has sex with a trick, whether it's in his car or behind the building or in a 5-star hotel, whether it's for a night, whether it's for that nut, or whether he's wealthy enough to pay for her for the weekend. You know what she considers that? A date.
A date, yeah. Oh, yes.
They're acculturated prostitutes, so they treat their marriages and their relationships like dates.
In other words, that's what he's saying. Dating equals what? Prostitution. That's what he's saying, right? Because prostitutes do use that language. It's a date.
And they treat their men like tricks.
Oh,
I remember a sub of mine said, Warren, I was married for 9 years. He said, and now I'm divorced and I don't know why. Because he married an acculturated prostitute.
Ooh, Warren, don't do it. Pimp guy, man. Okay, don't crush him like that.
What comes with Americanization. He married an acculturated prostitute. He didn't know. Didn't nobody teach him. The elders, bitches in the family, didn't teach him shit. He didn't know. You know what I'm saying? We were taught as young men basically to take up the responsibility of a woman, which also means her mistakes. If I'm constantly moving in to take care of and uphold her mistakes, where does she learn that?
Ooh.
And why is she so entitled as an adult anyway?
Ooh.
Probably because you let her get away with too much when she was a fucking little girl.
Yes, sir.
Ain't no black woman, ain't no black little girl that breathes that's better than my sons. Bitch, please. If you fuck with my content, I'm not gonna be like other YouTubers. Yo, hit the cash app. I'm not about to do that. I got over 220 audiobooks. Right? I'm in business for a reason. I actually have something for sale. And that's information. If you need a list, a detailed list of my audiobooks, hit me at yourpimpguide@gmail.com. I'll send you a detailed list with prices.
Okay. Respect.
At a certain point in your life, you can't blame abuse on why you are a failure or a loser.
Ooh.
That's men.
Men, because men can't.
And women. You can't blame who raped you. You can't blame any of that past stuff and use that as an excuse just because you decided to be a victim for the rest of your life. You gotta take up the mantle of responsibility or be a petulant child for the rest of your life.
And a lot of women actually use the fact that their mother chose not to be in a relationship with their father as abuse by the father, as a reason for them being damaged, and actually blame other men for the fact that their mother couldn't hold on to their father. We get blamed for that because guess what? At the end of the day,
I'm done. I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done.
Yep. Give another minute, but there's something else I want to play at the end when we finish this.
Now, if there are marks in our story, which means our past, we do have to do the work to develop an identity that's not based upon that story. You see what I'm saying? In other words, that's what a good psychologist will help you to do, to separate you from your story. Because a lot of victims, they internalize what happened to them. And in a sense, in a deep way.
Basically, hammer hand job. Go ahead and get him out of there, man. Y'all get hammer hand job. Escort him to the door, please.
They may not bring it to the surface even for themselves, but in a deep way, they blame themselves for what happened to them. It's some deep shit. I remember an ex of mine told me this story. It's sad. She was a little girl, innocent. And her mother and father were arguing with each other. And even though she was little, she could tell that it might mean that they would go separate ways. And therefore, her foundation would be shattered. This is a little kid. She's a little innocent child. And I ain't talking like 12. I'm saying a kid, a little kid. And she said that she ran out of her womb. Sad. She ran out of her room. And she ran, I guess, into the living room where they were arguing. And she said, don't break up. Don't break up. She said, I promise I'll be good.
Yes.
the kind of stress that's on our fucking kids, nigga. Anyway, thanks for listening. It's your boy Warren B. Peace.
All right. All right. Okay. There's Warren B. I want to play one more thing because it was actually an elder. If I can find it. And I think I played this on I can't remember where I played it. Cancel. Video file. Let's see if I can find it. I wasn't going to play this. That's how come it's not in my. I normally put it in my stream list, but it's not in my stream list because I just thought of it, and it's actually very cogent because, in fact, there it is. Okay, you guys might have seen this already. I might put this up as a short because what she's saying the exact same thing that Warren is saying.
It's the treatment. It's not the oldest, Amber. It's not the good-looking one, Amber. It's not the one got money, Amber. It's the one honest.
Honest character.
And not too many of them honest nowadays.
Oh, yes, you can. If you
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. What does she say? It's not the good-looking one. Okay. It's not the one with the money. It's the one that's honest. The one with character. What Rom said, the same thing that Pimp God said. It's character, right?
yes, you can. There's some good men out there. But what it is now, it's the women. It ain't the men no more. The women going bad.
Yep.
The women going bad.
They turn themselves into acculturated prostitutes, right?
It ain't the men now. It's the women done gone bad.
You gonna flip the script on us?
Yeah, it's the women done gone bad.
You a woman yourself.
I said no lies told during the stream. Rom and PG were cooking more, but you don't. But you know the white man's ice is always colder. The thing is they were cooking. What I actually want to demonstrate. It's not about comparing one versus the other. Okay. In other words, okay, at some point this stuff has to cross over into mainstream, right? Rom and Pimp God cannot do that. They cannot do that. And our women are not going to listen to what? Us. They're going to listen to what? The white women and the white men. That's why I'm starting using more white sources, right? Okay. Don't believe us. You think black men complain about this shit? No. Listen to the white people. Listen to your masters, white women. Okay. Black women. Listen to your masters. They're saying the same thing that we're saying. Okay. This old lady has been saying, these old women have been saying this shit for years, but nobody listens, right? She's saying it's not the good looking one. It's not the one that has the money. It's the one that are honest. In other words, the ones with character. What you should be looking for.
I'm a woman myself, but I don't do half the things I see these women do now.
They don't care no more.
That means the men don't respect them.
Exactly.
That's why.
Exactly. That's how come the women don't care anymore. They want to be out there on this feminist, gender bending, fluidity bullshit, right? And that's why the men don't respect them. That's like the men are saying they're not worth the squeeze. That's why the men are becoming more transactional. That's why I said open up the brothels, put them out on the street, lower the price to where vagina is not worth anything, right? Then what will women have to do? They have to depend on something else. They have to actually bring something more to the table than vagina. I said that 30 years ago when they're actually putting this shit out. You're not training women to be wives anymore. You're going to turn them into what? Acculturated prostitutes, which is exactly what you're doing, what you have done. Okay? Anyway, continuing, and we're going to close this out because we're almost at an hour.
Let me tell you something, Amber. You got to give a man respect to get respect. You know what I'm saying? You got to give your husband respect.
Got to give your husband respect. I wish I could find the whole clip. Got to give your husband respect to get respect. That's what she's saying. Okay? That's from an old woman, right? I showed you 4 people saying the exact same thing in different ways. Okay? 1 white guy, 2 black guys, and an old grandmother saying the exact same shit. Exact same things. What does she say? It ain't the men, it's the women that are going bad. That's why they're not getting respect. And guess what they're trying not to do? by calling you dusty, calling you nakers, calling you bullet bags, right? They're not giving you respect. But they want respect. They want adulation. They want their asses kissed, okay? And they get mad when somebody like Simone Biles gives her man the utmost respect by actually going after. I found myself a good man that I feel is worthy, and it had nothing to do with the amount of money that he made, right? I like him. I like that they met, they hooked up, and she married that man, and she's happy. And she does not try to put her fame or her money over him, right? Because it has nothing to do with their relationship. I found the man that I want. He's honest. He's got a good character, even though he's a football player. He's got good character, and that's what I love. That's what she loved about him. That's why she's with him. But women want their asses kissed. They want to be. They want to, they want to be a rock star, right? Okay. If your man treats you like a star, you treat him like a fan, and you lose respect for him. And that's what women don't have for men anymore. They don't have respect. And what is man's fuel? Okay. What is his love language? Is respect. And they're wondering why black men are leaving the black community in droves. Okay. And guess what? Guess what? Our leaders are not doing, right? The people trying to mend this community back together. Okay, by doing what? Using the same disrespect and sign language that everybody else is using. Guess what's happening? The opposite. The opposite. It's not rocket science. Okay, an old woman who's probably only got to the 6th grade in education is telling you more wisdom than you get out of these freaking PhDs that sit up on here with all their studies and all their papers and lying to you. Okay, remember that. Anyhow, let's check for some cash apps. If I want to make sure that people that do donate get their just due. And Acetus, appreciate you. And that's it. So anyway, I got 526 people watching. Hit my like button. This is probably a good one to actually share out. Okay, chop it up any way you want. Go to. I'll probably put a list of the videos underneath, so you guys can actually go and hit them and actually subscribe or actually even like these people or donate to these people because they're worthy of it. Especially Pimp God. He doesn't get enough subscribers. He's had his channel taken like 4 times because they don't want his information out there. Where other pimps that kiss up to women, like Princella, have she's earned $350,000 this year off kissing black women's asses. If I wanted money, I would kiss black women's asses too. But the thing is, I got YouTube on my neck. I got the federal government on my neck because I want to tell the truth. Truth, what it said. I'm Jeremiah that they threw in the well. Okay, even though I'm telling the truth. So I'm in YouTube's well right now because I decided to tell the truth, and I don't want to, cater to the bullshit, even in the conscious community or the pro-black sector. I could lie. Toy knows I could lie and cater to women and make money because I know enough to actually do that kind of shit and get into and actually probably really help them in the long run. But I don't do that because I'm trying to help you. I want the world to change. Okay. And I can't change it by me trying to make all the money I can. I can only change it by telling the truth and hope that the truth actually resonates. Anyhow, that's my speech. And I'm going to jump out of here, man. So I will punch the God. God is a woman. Worship us. Right. Okay. Well, God has to be worthy of worship. What are you doing for your parishioners that you're worthy of worship? Right? God is worthy of worship. He's a creator. What are you doing that's worthy of worship? Anyway, y'all, I am out of here. I will see you guys probably tomorrow. And with something else. This is me punching the clock, and I decided to do something a little bit more fun, a little bit more not exciting, but something more of what you guys actually want to hear. And this, shout out to Andre for sending me this, because this went along with the other 3 or 4 things, right? It's all in the same vein. We have been talking about this and preaching this for the last, 10 years. I can go back 10 years and actually show you my video about culture versus nature versus nurture. Okay, 10 years ago. Feminists think that nurture trumps nature, and it doesn't. And that's the problem that we're having. That's how come feminism will actually fail in the long run. Anyhow, peace out. Open the brothels. OTB. Are you down with OTB? Well, you know me, right? Peace, y'all. We're gonna have Dusty take us out, okay?